Metal Slug.
Well, well, well. If it isn't Magic the Gatherers. Guys, doing this fine Monday. Just drove in from Milwaukee. And boy, is my car need gas. But that's for future me to worry about.
Sophisticated, relaxing.
Oh, kind of invigorating.
Invigorating. Everybody doesn't appreciate it like we connoisseurs do.
Connoisseurs dull. SGRK thinks it's a 5. Oh. Pure Cinema Hype Train. Let Go. Primaris Vince is a buttery man. Yeah, he's a nice guy. I think I've seen him before in person once or twice. In his Vince cosplay. Always fun to see. SGRK thinks the big 5. The grip. TY. It landed on, Pigeon Scruff? Interesting. We have a spy. We have a spy among us.
Good job, King.
During the intro, Tory Kicker 7 thinks it's tier 1, 52 months. Huge shout out everybody who came to Adepticon and the staff to put on an awesome event. It was a good time. And soon it will be story time and not just a good time, but I got people to get through. Kahi thanks for the tier 1, 33. And a perfect streak big. Good comment. Let's review our magic card time. Pretty sure we earned some overtime. We put in a full-ass 40-hour week. It's my political opinion that anyone who puts in a square 40 hours of magic per week should not have to live top deck to top deck. Am I right? Anyway, Brutal Burrito just got back from Adepticon. Bummed you missed. Oh, you missed me. Okay. Sorry about that. I got this channel in Discord called Event Meetups. And that's where we attempt to, hey, big dinner's happening. This is where we're all gathered here or there. Sorry, didn't link up. GD Panda thanks for the Prime 48 months, 4 more years. It's true. That's how many 48 months is. Brutal Burrito thanks for the tier 1, 3 months in advance for 11. With the Storm Chad, good work. Appreciate it. Us Turkey Dyson Sphere enjoyers. Yeah, we'll get to that too. Ordmandias. Thanks to the tier 1, 12 months. Almost a year. Big first year in the community. Ended the year with the flats and starting the year with the Adepticon stream. Hey, that's a good one. Ortorius. Thanks for the 50 bits. Appreciate it. Creep Shadow redeems Switch hats. Oh, okay. What do I got on today? Oh. I just grabbed the nearest one. The normal hats in the rotation are like in my trunk still. Because I haven't fully unpacked yet. I'll get them next time I'm forced to go outside. You know how being a hermit is. So we got the Frick hat. I'll switch it in a second. Wayward Alva, good evening. Steinwand, been a bit, but since you could catch a stream, hey, don't worry about it. You got stuff going on in your life. I'm here to be in the background while y'all paint or whatever. Okay, I'm walking into the LGS to hand out goodies from the con. Check the tapes later. Don't worry about it. Hey, Barracuda thinks that tier 1 to MCXL. Bigger than big. Can a thing be possible? I guess you would call it huge. Should have checked that. Don't worry about it. We do that every time. Now you just know the system. Who had 0 new AOS models on their Adepticon bingo card? You didn't. I thought there would be at least something. But Plibby hat? My Plibby hat is in the trunk. Tay Barracuda. Plibby hat is in the trunk because I was wearing that at Adepticon. Big hat is in the trunk. I was wearing that at Adepticon. NASA hat is in the trunk. I was wearing that at Adepticon. You got to go through switch hats even in real life, right?
Good job, King.
We got We have the second rate hats tonight. Don't worry about it. You want to go to cons just for the goodies, but you're scared of people. Well, I myself am a hermit, Miyabi. I don't go outside. Once a week tops, if I can help it. And I come up with systems so that I don't, you know. But every once in a while, I'll leave the wizard tower and socialize a little bit. Even if it is draining and taxing. And because I don't want to get sick, I have a spell, right? I have a spell you can cast. Now, it's not a guarantee, but it gives you +2 to your saving throw against disease when you go to a convention. And that spell has it's got no vocal components, no material components really, but it does have somatic, okay? And it's called washing your hands every 2 hours of the day. Never touching doorknobs or railings or things people normally touch. Gives you a +2 to your save. No guarantee or anything, but it has served me well. Played more Magic than you're comfortable with. Volzoon Riot. Thanks for the big prime for 7 months. Thanks for the Vol and the Zoom. Appreciate it. And City Buster, thanks for the 100 bits. Chicken or pizza? I don't know. I think on average, the average chicken is tastier than the average pizza. I'm kind of picky about my pizzas, as an aside. But also as an aside, there's a way people prepare chicken that I think is a conspiracy. The lizard people invented this most flavorless, most boring, worst way of preparing chicken possible, and it is called the chicken breast. I don't even know why they do that, but it's so boring I would just not even bother eating it. Like blackened chicken breast on a plate, chicken breast cubes because you're trying to be healthy or something. Completely worthless as a food. But almost every other way to make chicken is awesome. And there's a lot of shit pizza out there. So I'm going to say maybe chicken. If the two had the fight. Archie the Brewer thinks of the tier 1 and the Archie and the Brewer. Nice to see you. Reveals weren't very good, but if all of TOW would look like Cathay, the world would be a better place. Yeah, I kind of agree. I don't play that game and I don't care about that game, but it brings me no joy when that game sucks. And so them getting a new army that looks cool is a win in my book, even if I don't particularly care. You know. Anyway, also played more Magic than you're comfortable with this weekend between Commander games and a Chaos draft. Tried your hand at green-white for the first time ever, because that's what you drew, and you must say you enjoy it. Nice, Sunshine and Black. Yeah, I didn't really have any interest in green-white for the most part, but I built a green-white Commander deck for funsies on Moxfield. Played it a little bit on TTS. And it was like stupid and probably too single-minded. It played on its own turn a little too much, but I liked it anyway. It's a fine color pair. You're reading Chicken General So? Yeah, or General Tao, pardon me. I'm used to reading General So. Yeah, that shit's delicious. Thighs and drums are next level, yeah. Big fan of wings. Cathay is just a better COS army, to be honest. I think I prefer COS's aesthetic. But it does look like it could have been like an expansion to Cities of Sigmar. You know, they could have just said like, you know, not China expansion pack to Cities of Sigmar, and I don't think anyone would have noticed. It's not a bad thing. How was the commander at Adepticon? It was sick. I'll talk about it in a second. Don't forget the gallon of orange juice when you get home. Fridge is stocked. Yeah. Get that vitamin C. Although don't overdo it. Too much is bad for you. He rushed 2,000 yards in 1973, yeah. And he was a key player in making murder legal in the state of California. Chicken breast is 100% just an ingredient and should never be a thing on its own. Absolutely agree. Yep. We agree on that. Buffalo chicken versus barbecue chicken. Barbecue, and it's not even close. Buffalo chicken tastes too much like vinegar for me. I don't particularly care for the flavor of vinegar. It's too strong. Vinegar, acidy kind of flavor. Don't care for it. Give me that barbecue. Not necessarily It's not necessarily the spice level. I'm fine with spice. It's just like the super vinegar, acid salt kind of spice. Not a big fan of. So for me, it's not close. Barbecue chicken. Then again, if you got Korean barbecue chicken, I'll take that 10 times, you know. Average grocery store fried chicken is better than the average takeout pizza, 9.8 times out of... Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that is true. Didn't they just get a new army with Beast of Chaos? Oh, jeez. Kicking them when they're down, huh? Cathay does not feel like Warhammer Fantasy because the models look good. Okay, so first of all, that's mean because of how correct it is. Alebeard thinks of the tier 1, 40 months. First stream back, big 4-0. That's one presidency's worth of viewership. Thanks a lot. You're a chef and you hate chicken breast. Real boring. Prefer duck much more. Duck is delicious. Good work. The chances of duck being dry is a little higher than usual, but just cook it right, you know? No problem. You're a Buffalonian and you have the exact same opinion and you were almost run out of town. Oh, geez. The problems, I guess, you have when a place is famous for something that you're not too much of a fan of. I mean, I'll eat buffalo wings. I like any wings, basically. It's just if I have a choice, I wouldn't choose. Ahem.
Good job, King.
Caution Z, but with a 4. First time chatter. You do find chicken breast tasty, though. Would you cook with olive oil? You live in a region with roaming chickens. So it could be that. Hey, the fresher the food, it's that farm to, what is that, farm to table kind of thing. That shit's good anyway. More spice. More chicken. More meal. Big Baron Harkonnen. Baron Chikonen. Any Age of Sigmar at Adepticon? Yeah, a little bit. It was, I believe, the final count, according to Dr. True, whomst I met there. He was running the AOS tournament, along with, you know, Ramcheck and all them. The huge, right? The usual. 196 entrants, I believe. Not quite 200, but close enough. Had a lot of Age of Sigmar there.
Good job, King.
I wonder how many entrants there were for the 40k event or the Old World event. I wonder how popular those games are. It's a little wonky. You know, it's a little not correct to judge the popularity of a game purely off of the tournament scene at all, much less one specific tournament. But I guess I just want a ballpark, you know. Ben Zell thinks of the tier 1 8 months. Perfect streak. Howdy. Oh, sorry. Hattie. Hope you enjoyed Gen Con. Gen Con. You know, I bet it's possible you typed that by accident, but I probably almost did too. Because I remember when Gen Con was in Milwaukee, in that very convention center. But it was Adepticon. Roasted duck with an orange wine sauce slaps. Roasted duck is delicious. Duck confit's delicious. I wouldn't say the duck is like a superior animal to the chicken flavor-wise. It's just that if you go someplace... How do I put this? Shit-ass places are just going to make chicken, and it's going to be good. But typically, only a little better places are going to try their hand at duck. Usually super shit places don't even bother trying duck, and so it paints it in a different light, I guess, thinking about it. Hammerman 40k, thanks for the prime. 27. Big stream, not bad. Huge fan of smoked duck, same. To quote the owner of one friendly local game store, people had a lot of excitement about Old World when it was true. We were really getting models. And then they saw them. Oh, no. Yeah, well. Those wings from the steak place, otherworldly. Yeah, so there was a thing in the chat years ago. Where, you know, everybody comes up with a cringy ass fucking Twitch name for a chat. And ours was Big Flats. Because big is the meme, and wings are good. And you have two types of wings. You have drums and flats. And drums are for children, and flats are for patricians. And so, as in keeping with that, almost every place we went, we ordered wings if they had them as an appetizer, just for the meme, you know. And by gum, the best wings in town were from that expensive steak place. And you know you're in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, when they let you walk in wearing basketball shorts and a Doom hoodie to sell you $60 steaks. Fuck it, your money's still good. It's a convention weekend. One thing about nerds, especially Warhammer nerds, they're big, they're hungry, and they got a lot of disposable income. And they tip well, because they're awkward. Anyway, Booty Hero, thanks for the tier 1 for 19 months on a 4-month streak. Thanks a lot. From what you've been told, read on Discord, a lot of players who might have gone to Adepticon were prepping for Worlds or just couldn't travel for both. I mean, it's a long flight if you don't live in America. It's certainly a long flight if you don't live in America, that's for sure. Although I did see some out-of-towners in there. So Rob the Honest Wargamer and his, I don't want to... There's no way. Okay, I don't know. Is that his wife or his girlfriend, special lady friend, partner, roommate, whatever? She's also a content creator, does a lot of painting, used to work for GW. Pretty talented, if I do say so myself. Can't remember her name.
Twitch Prime.
Anyway, they both came over. Saw AOS Coach, who was there. Some other Australians and people across the pond. Long flight. Oh yeah, Louis Sugden, that's it. I should have remembered Sugden because Sugden was the last name of an art teacher I had in the 6th grade. Sugden. No relation, probably. Almost certainly. Yeah, she is a good painter. And the GW style that she had to be doing was kind of holding her back a little bit. Anyway, she's doing the content game now, and it seems to be going well. Yeah, co-hell diver. That's a good one. Ahem. AOS Coach was like totally excited to see me, as he always is. This isn't like This isn't like a humility thing. It's just I've seen him 2 or 3 times at random events, and every time he's like completely excited to see me. So either he's like that around everyone, or me, or both. I'm not sure. Rob was very concerned about my health physically. And I don't think I told him about that, all the health issues I had. But he was able to detect it, apparently. And I said, look, yeah, I almost died, but I got better.
Twitch Prime.
So that's nice. I lived, bitch, you know. But I don't like talking about it. Really. I don't want your sympathy, I want your money. And your laughter. From what you've been told, read on... oh yeah, I already read that. Limited time wing flavor spice melange. Good one. Worth a visit next time? It probably is, yeah, that steak place. It's going to be awkward, though. We're going to go in there and just keep ordering wings the whole time. They're going to think we're weird, but they already are. You wish all the old world models were new and didn't have old, bad-looking metal models. Yeah, same. But then it would just be Age of Sigmar, I guess, right? Like, we have that. It's AOS already, which is why the whole thing was so weird. Walking around the tournament tables, AOS versus Fantasy versus 40k. Difference in vibes is staggering. Felt like 3 different events. I mean, they're different worlds, yeah. Yeah. I'm told 40k had something like 300. So, hey, we're doing pretty good. We almost had 200. We're 2/3 there. It's better than I thought we would do in comparison. You know? I don't know what Old World had. I imagine a decent amount, hopefully. Money still green, wings still flat. Fee-Monk 100, thanks to the tier 1, 47 months. Watches some choice movies on Saturday. Mississippi Burning, Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance, and Old Boy 03. And other news, how was Adepticon? It was great. It was a good time. I think everyone seemed to have a nice time, at least in the event meetup Discord. Hoping the Dallas GT will have fun since you'll be there. Nice. Mr. Arcade and Heywoah, thanks for signing my core rulebook. Oh, I remember you. You were working at the desk for the AOS event. And you're like, sign my yearbook. And it was like a AOS core book. And then I did. That was fun. I think you, I think somebody took a picture of it. There might be a picture in Discord. We're going to go over all the pictures that people saw fit to post. So, disaster plan, thanks to the Prime, 18 months. Appreciate it. Rhinos Eruption, thanks to the Prime, 36. 3 whole years of Heywoah, deservedly getting my Twitch sub. Hey, thanks for the generosity. No, I'd live. You took a picture with Rob and referred to you as big, strong lad. You didn't know how to respond. Merca. Inches, pounds, feet. What the fuck is a kilometer?
Twitch Prime.
Your team went to an amazing Korean barbecue place up there called Backstreet Barbecue Hot Pot. Would recommend it for next year if you like that kind of thing. I do like that kind of thing. I almost took people to a Korean place for breakfast to get some bibimbap, you know. But Comet Cafe was just too fucking good. We had to go there 3 days in a row. Till you've ordered everything. Comet Cafe, too based, apparently.
Twitch Prime.
You ran all the spreadsheets. Somebody has to. 5 hot guys, Vince stream. Hell yeah. Centurio, 130, thanks for the Prime. Mirvire, thanks for the Prime. Brain Big, good meme. Thanks for the 6 months. You're already balls deep in a Flats guide to Adepticon 2026. Yeah, I saw you were working on it. I looked at your numbers, and I gotta tell you, I like the approximated cost. However, I think the number you reached was very ambitiously low. We'll put it that way. But hey, all right. I mean, everybody's got to budget how they wish, right? Oh, right. I was going to switch hats, and I was going to go through pictures. So pictures this year will be split in twain. Okay. I have pictures I took, but really it's just pictures of everybody's armies from the Age of Sigmar tournament, as I always do.
Good job, King.
And then I went into event meetups, and I'm like, anybody who took pictures, post them here, and we're going to look at them. So I will look at,
Twitch Prime.
I will show you my pictures, which really were only the armies people were playing with in Age of Sigmar. And then I'll show you the community's pictures, yours and mine. Death 1942, thanks to the tier 1, 43 months. Big Adepticon return stream, Tiz. Thanks a lot. And Valentier, thanks for the prime as well. Food be spicy? Well, not according to the Texas enjoyers. Actually, one of the funny things was, speaking of, okay, so you wrote the word pricey. I read the word as spicy, and I had an anecdote about that, and I'm going to tell it anyway. I'm just bulldozing through that mistake, okay? Anyway, a thing, because so many people from Discord are from so many disparate areas, wherever you go to eat, be it a Mexican place, be it a lobster place, be it a steak place, a place that purports to be spicy, you know, a place that does barbecue, a place that thinks they have good cheese or whatever, right? There's bound to be somebody in the group who's from a location that does it the best, and they're going to kind of tell you about it a little bit. Not in a mean way, they're just, you know, like we went to Milwaukee Public Market, which I would recommend for lunch or dinner. It's a good place. And I'm like, try the lobster roll at St. John's Fish Company. It's a good lobster roll. And somebody from the group happened to be from Maine, and they're like, I'm sure it is, but, you know, I'll just try something else. You can't beat Maine lobster. And I'm like, you probably can't, you know. It would be the same thing if I went to a barbecue place and I had someone from, I don't know, Kansas City or something. Or we went to the King and I, which is a spicy Thai place. But the Midwest is not known for their spicy foods. We are known for our foods that you feed lumberjacks who have been splitting wood for 12 hours. And so, like, you know, very rich, very cheesy, poutine kind of stuff, you know, heavy on the carbs, sausages, you know, brats. Hey, you want a BLT, but we replaced the bacon with pork belly that's like 3/4 of an inch thick. Oh, you want a Bloody Mary? Cool. We put fried chicken on the spear on the top of it, plus deep fried cheese curds or whatever. So like, oh yeah, pork belly grits was delicious as well. Anyway, we go in for savory, in other words. And so, you know, hey, this Thai place is spicy. And then SG Arcade, Mr. Ghost Pepper Wing Challenge for kicks because he's bored, you know? Sits down and he does the, who's that libertarian park ranger guy? Used to be on TV, funny meme man. Did the bit where he's like, I want all your bacon and eggs, and then he looked at the waitress and he's like, Ron Swanson, yeah. Now what you heard was I want a lot of bacon and eggs. But what I said was, I want all the bacon and eggs that you have. He did that. He's like, now I see your spicy scale goes from 0 to 4, and 4 is labeled native Thai. I want a 5. 5 is not on your menu. I want a 5. Okay. I know you get a lot of white guys in here saying they want the spiciest stuff, and you're like, yeah, whatever. I mean it. And then they did, and they gave it to him, and he's like, man, it's kind of spicy, I guess. Yeah. It's all right. It's all right. Yeah, soft shell crab, Bloody Mary. That was a delicious one, too. And then he died. No, he was fine. I'm not your average baka gaijin. Okay? Long time watch, first time subscriber, says Volunteer. Hey, thanks a lot. First time chatter. I appreciate it. Volunteer. Oh, yeah, that was Peepo. That was Peepo Comfy, right? With the main story. You wish the bakery was less busy? Yeah, I mean, that place is the place to stop after your meal. For like a cake pop or whatever. They have a great bakery, but unfortunately everybody knows it, and so there's always a super line. Edino 2002 managed to win best order at the AOS team tournament. Congratulations. Big winner. Nice work. The most wonderful voice. Well, I don't think so, but I appreciate it. Good to be here again. Nice to catch these in the evening. Yeah. You got the Platinum Trophy for the Full Throttle Remaster. Full Throttle's a great game. I remember playing it back in the day. It was a fun one. Kind of short, but almost, it's sort of like a movie, I guess. I don't know. I thought it was fun. I like that one. I used to eat the spiciest spicy food, but they took your gallbladder out and it'd kill me now. Well, you have an excuse, you know. In my prime, they couldn't touch me. They had to take my gallbladder out to stop me. Bakery at market, all the people were mostly staring at the choices. Nobody was really in line. Book. Well, it's just as well. I've had plenty of baked goods in my life, right? It's about time to start skipping them. Rumor has it, SG Arcade is a sweetie. I think it's Tomb King Tristan. Oh, and this show is like, I don't know, every once in a while there's like a, geez, he really is a hermit kind of thing. I was telling the boys, right, the Discord folks, I'm like, in the bakery in Milwaukee Public Market, they have these things that I've never seen anywhere else. I used to live in Milwaukee like 12 years ago or whatever. They make these things, they call them cake pops. I think it's a fascinating invention. I haven't seen them anywhere else, and they're delicious. And then somebody was next to me wondering if it was a bit or not, and they're like, yeah, they have those at Starbucks. And I'm like, who goes to... What the fuck is a Starbucks? Who goes to that shit? Who goes to Starbucks? This was a big deal 12 years ago. Nobody had them 12 years ago. It was an independent invention. But hey, all right, I guess. You're cursed to roam the earth like Battle Beast looking for the spice that will finally kill me. First time you hung out with your now wife, you were confused why somebody bought hard-boiled eggs to a Super Bowl party. But they were the most delicious cake pops I've ever had. Yeah. Shits are delish. They almost taste like partially cooked in a way. I don't want to make them sound gross, but anyway, fucking delicious. You've got good skin for your age. If you're talking to me, two things. One, the sun is a deadly laser. Okay, it delivers cancer to you, and it makes you look old. So avoid the sun. And number two, moisturize. That's it. And number three, no, I don't. It's a camera filter. It's not really a camera filter. It's a joke. Partially cooked eggs sound interesting. They're a whole cake frosting and all mashed up and covered, yeah. Imagine sunlight. Perfectly gray weather all week. It was perfect, yeah. Almost every day the sun was not out. It was cold, overcast, sometimes a little rainy. Perfect weather. Exactly what I'm looking for in weather. No sun. A little cold. Because when it's a little cold, you get to wear a coat. And a coat has extra pockets. What's not to like? George Webb coffee with some griots. Yeah. Look, George Webb coffee is exactly what it needs to be for what it costs. No more, no less. It's just a different type of Denny's. Fact correction, Starbucks started to sell cake pops in 2011 and King Henry VIII blew up. Well, I know that last part. And it may or may not have also been King George. So I'm going to say independent invention. Just wear cargo pants with 3 extra pockets on each side. First of all, I'm not that white. And second of all, I'm not at work. But good one anyway. Amen the pockets. Anyway, enough teasing. I'm going to do all the armies later. I think the majority of people are here right now, and it'll taper off. It'll taper off as we go. And so I might as well show everybody's pictures that were there. You know, and then they can fuck off if they want to, right? And if this is your picture and there's a story behind it, by all means. Anyway, first things first. Switch hats. Commercial requested. That's it. It's those two things. BRB. Please enjoy a word from our sponsors. I guarantee it. Alright, Discord open. This thread is now temporarily for pictures you took at the con that might get shown on stream tonight. I did not lie. That's what this is. Ortmandius' pictures, whomst I met, and his lovely wife, and played some Commander with, went out to eat with, 1 year anniversary. Big Load Laundry. This was CJ's. I'm skipping him real quick. Yeah, this is CJ's picture. He took a picture of Big Load Laundry. I guess they don't have these where CJ is from, because there is a Big Load Laundry in every city and town in all of Wisconsin. Maybe it's a Midwestern thing, I'm not sure. But if you're going to open a laundry place, I don't know why you wouldn't call it Big Load. Sometimes with an S, sometimes with AA in front of it, back when phone books did that. The Drippy Burger pitch will never not be weird to you. Also, does Heywoah remember the Carl's Jr. All-American Burger? The fucker had a burger, hot dog, kettle chips, pickles, some god's sake. No, I don't remember that. And I don't really like Drippy. It makes it hard to eat. You do have to consider how some human will actually eat the thing that you're making, right? That's like Eris's whole dick-shaped food thing, you know? It's made for the mouth. Share the Big Load. Anyway, Ortmandius. Got some Golden Demon statuettes here. This was a game of, and forgive me if I get the name wrong, Titanicus in the flesh. $1,000 a model, baby. There were people actually playing this thing. a good cheeseburger blasts a burger with a bunch of crap. You are right. Yes, but with actual Titans. Just a bunch of like actual toddlers and Cabbage Patch Kids walking around one of those a bunch of Rhodes top-down city rugs that you used to have as a kid in the playroom or whatever. The Warlords are like 2.5K with all the parts from Forge World. Okay, fair enough. Stoked to see the pecs? Yeah, here we go. So this shit was sweet. Big gamers. There's the big Space Marine man in front of the 40K stuff. Looking good. What's this? What was this? This looks like a Wisconsin breakfast. This was at Comet Cafe, right? Because there's the poutine over there. It was meatloaf, okay. So a double stacker of meatloaf, gravy, onion, tomato, potentially pineapple or something there, and bacon with some eggs. Your arteries hurt looking at this. Don't worry about it. Just take your splitting maul outside in 10-degree weather and chop wood for 10 hours. You'll burn it all off. Anyway, for those that don't know, poutine is French fries, cheese curds, and gravy. Plus pork belly, maybe an egg cracked on top, a little like whatever hot sauce you want. It's sort of a Canadian thing, but it has since trickled down to Wisconsin because we're pretty close to there. Yeah, strong recommendation for Comet Cafe. Probably the place to go for brekkies. Stuffed 5 ways. John Romero's Comet Cafe is going to make you suck it down. Yeah. The beer is from a German beer hall. Block or two from Adepticon. Nice. Yeah, this stuff. Was this Bavarian Beer Hall? Or was this Von Trier's? Or a different place? Anyway, Wisconsin had a lot of German and Polish people fleeing from Nazi Germany. And so we have a big German and Polish community. So we got we have all that type of beer as well. And kraut and spätzle and red cabbage and stuff. Old German. Oh, it was just literally Old German Beer Hall. Okay, it was that one. Yeah, me and SJ went to the #1 tourist trap out in the middle of nowhere. Looks like it was maybe a big deal in the 70s and hasn't changed too much. And there was like a live band playing polka music non-stop the entire time with hockey on the TVs. But look, they had an Imperial Stout on the drink menu, and so I forgive them because it was delicious. I'm a fan. 3 senior citizens. Well, yeah, 3 senior citizens playing polka the whole time. House specials. Oh, chicken schnitzel. Kassler Rippchen. Nice. A Volksmelt. Is that a car? I had that car, I think. You went to that Polka Place too? It was like... Okay, so it was... I would describe it as delightfully cringe. And the food was alright. You know? The kids were dancing, they were having fun, right? Like, it was nice. I wouldn't go back. Well, I would go back because CJ would find it funny. But only if there was live music again. When you were there on Sunday, you were the youngest person in the room by several generations, yeah. Alright, there's some Ortmandius pick tours. Any Spreckers in chat? Yeah, we had some Sprecker root beer. That shit's delish. It's a lot smoother and sweeter than you're probably used to for a root beer, Spreckers. It's because they make it with honey. It's not really one of those sarsaparilla kind of root beers, but it's delicious anyway. Of course, CJ had to take the picture of Big Load Laundry. Good meme. Went to a pretty decent ramen place. It was all right. Ramen place was pretty good. Their noodles were okay. Broth was all right. Not bad. The meat was better than normal, and the egg was better than normal. So overall, I give it a 5 out of 7. Not spicy enough. What else did I order? Octopus, which was pretty good. They needed it. Yeah, no 3 scoops, awesome. Right, yeah. Nothing holds a candle to the Chicago Ramen Annex. Hallowed be thy name. But we tried. Oh, looks like CJ's taking a picture of Monster Fucker Permit in hand. Creature Caster miniatures. I'd recognize them anywhere. This is fun. Spider tree stuff. Very Indian Zinch. Very Indian inspired Zinch. Diablo 3. Exalted Deathbringer, large. Good one.
Good job, King.
Single monsters in your area. Mike Scarborough thinks of the tier 135. You're impressed CJ could take such a good picks one-handed? He has lots of practice. Found if they offer octopus, it's probably good, because if it wasn't, it wouldn't be on the menu. Too expensive to be shit at it. Yeah, and it takes a lot of time. You gotta tenderize it for a long time, otherwise it's too rubbery. Anyway, they had a Tiamat at this one place, which looks good, but the connecting bits were really visible. They had a smaller one you could buy that was about the size of Kragnos. And I'm like, oh, that would make a decent Kragnos proxy, actually. But first of all, I don't want to play Kragnos. And second, it had even worse connecting stuff than this one did. And in all sorts of very visible places in the wings, it would have just been too much effort. And by the time I got finished with it, a new Ogre book would probably come out anyway. Legally distinct Tiamat, yeah. And there he is. The Bronze Fonz. For the millennials in chat, there was a show called Happy Days. Henry Winkler. And it invented the concept of jumping the shark because he jumped over a shark for no reason once the writers ran out of ideas for the show. Anyway, supposedly he's a nice guy. And he's just chilling on the lakefront here. Or the riverfront, I guess you could say. And he's what I used for the thumbnail. I gave him Stormcast Pauldrons, because of course. Anyway, the Bronze Fonz. Hey. Oh, little Commander games. Was anybody cosplaying VCR repairmen or hack frauds at Adepticon? No, Adepticon isn't big enough for A-listers like Rich Evans. I don't think they know. I don't think those guys know what a war game is. And they're probably, they're probably better for it. This was happening for 40 hours, probably. Commander was just the thing you did in between everything else you did for the entirety of all of Adepticon. And it was sick. What do we got? Neheb over here. Watch out. He's trying to win at any moment. What do we have over here? Miri's Guile, Glarb. Tom the Bomb Dombadilla. Working on sagas. Is this energy conduit? Move a counter from one permanent to another? Yeah, this is the Hotel Night one. Hear about the Commander tournament? I did, yeah. People walked past us when we were in the secret spot. To be shown later. And they're like, hey, there's a Commander tournament happening in somewhere. And every time they told me that, I was currently playing Commander. And I'm like, oh yeah, what room? And they're like, I don't know. Like 5 people told me about it, and I asked what room, and no one knew. Also, I didn't buy a badge. And also, the idea of a Commander tournament is antithetical to the idea of Commander in its entirety. I don't know why you would ever want to do such a thing. So anyway, I'm a little judgmental there, but yeah. Commander is a casual format that isn't a tournament format on purpose. It's the whole reason it was designed. CEDH, that's one thing. Because the whole point of CEDH is to spike a casual format wrong on purpose. And so I guess it's fine if they have tournaments, right? But normal Commander? No. Who wants to try hard at the casual format? Cringe. Is that the lobby of Home 2 Suites by any chance? The pool table looks familiar. This is the lobby of a loft. A loft. Oh, we got big loads. All right. CDH may as well be its own format at this point. I think it should still be Commander because that is the point, right? If it was its own format, it would sort of... It would lose its raison d'etre, kinda. Because the whole point of it is to be a casual format. Or the whole point of it is to play a casual format wrong on purpose, to spike one. And if you started treating it as its own format... I don't know, I think something is lost there, to me. Oh, Martin Orlando. Formerly good painter Stormcast Man. Currently good painter Elf Man. Adepticon 2025 Warhammer Age of Sigmar Championship. First best appearance. Trophy. This is to be worn around the neck. And on the other side of it is the entire huge Adepticon skull thing. It had some heft to it too. It was metal. Cool shit. Oh yeah, speaking of names of war. The boy here, nice painting, by the way. Good use of color. A little dueling, a little mid-game dueling. Pretty sure these are custom Vanguard coming into some Blood Knights. Martin Orlando's been upping his face game recently, and don't think I didn't notice. Good work. Little freehand up here. Every single thing has to be custom manuals over here. You absolutely slammed your $30 budget vintage event 6-0. Nice one. Good work. Some cheekbones. We should have got a group shot. Oh, that's right. Yeah. We didn't have one of those people who is all about taking pictures all the time in the group. It usually takes one of those people and then they remind everyone or whatever. I suppose next time we can, we'll have some more Huskards there. Her Royal Finest. Yo, look at the beard on this one. Fire Slayer head detected. Good work there. Jesus, that is really super. John Siebel, you were my first 2K Age of Sigmar game at Misty Mountain Games in Madison. Man, that was a long time ago. Let's see. When did I last play at Misty Mountain? It must have been a long time ago. Well, was it a fun game? I hope so. Here it is. Conflux 2, the secret room. This is what we referred to as the secret room in Discord. This is the place. Conflux 2. This is where you play Commander. This table is perfect for Commander. If there's 8 people, you can get some people up here too. Ready access to vending machines for drinks, snacks, whatever you want. Bathrooms around the corner. It's not too loud. And if people are like sitting here, you don't have to wait too long for the seats to open up because they're just like sitting there and eating their little snack and then they're going to leave. And then every person who's eating a snack that leaves, one of your crew sits down and never leaves. It's social engineering. And eventually you own all 8 seats. And then you sit there for 7 hours playing Commander. Perfect. This shit was sick. And there was a hot chalky machine right here. $10 for a cup of hot chocolate the size of that security guard's cup from fucking Terminator 2 when he gets stabbed in the forehead. Same size. Like, it tasted real good and everything, but... Ooh, yeah, $7 Gatorade. You're paying stadium prices. You just are. That being said, I expect it. It was a big building. Yo, there he is. Scragrot the Pimp King. Big model. There's his wand that I don't think has any rules anymore. And then there's his moon staff that kind of has rules still, maybe. And there's the little guy down here that may or may not have attacks anymore. Anyway, I'm just happy that they saw fit to feature this guy in any way as a destruction man. You should show him Heywoah crosses the Delaware. It's in here somewhere. Alright, just taking pictures of... I forgot you recorded the 3 senior citizens playing poker in that one quasi-German plays. I forgot. Well, there it is. Now you know. It's like you were there too now. Times that by an hour. That's culture. This was one of the Golden Demon entries, and it was particularly cool. Because they did all of this. Put it back in the Games Day box, painted all of them. He's like breaking out of it. I don't know, I thought this was clever. This was a clever idea, good gimmick. It's on a pegboard, you know, at the store. Brother, I'm trapped. Oh, yes. Remember Soul? Actual The Old World Army detected. The Flying Circus. Even I took a picture of this one. Because it's so classic, you know. It does look like Lego, doesn't it? Well, we got a lot of Age of Sigmar enjoyers in between rounds. This guy's forehead. This is the swag that you could get from there, and then that. All right. Nice pictures. That was the name of the Brett Meta list. The Flying Circus. Okay, now I know. Somebody else took pictures of the flyers here. We got some Magic being played. What's this? Oh, it's the boy. SJ Arcade entered Golden Demon Got his I entered Golden Demon pin. Big. Yo, this guy's huge. Nice tusks. Doesn't skip leg day. Actually wearing armor. GW, are you even trying to make Gargants? Anyway, this shit's sick. Oh, a picture at a restaurant. Good, nice focus. Hey, all right. Got some flats. Having some big dinners. Set up and tear down, sure. Some more commander. Look at this dude's face. He's like shocked to see people playing commander. All the bronze Fonz, let's go. Taller than Fonzie confirmed. 6 foot Chad. Cameras can't handle the flats. What if they're just blurry in real life? Welcome to sunny Milwaukee. This is our art museum on the Lake Michigan. The wings open and close at noon. It's kind of cool. The average bracket 3 board state. Just a bracket 3 saga deck. Don't worry about it. Graveyard larger than library detected. Problem opponents. Look, I'm looking for a casual laid back game. Look at this. Look at the board state over here. 1 planes. I don't even know what that thing is. Something's happening. The delta between these 2 board states. Yeah, it took barely a minute and a half to resolve because you put the reps in. It's like fine to do this as long as you don't waste everyone's time, right? Take 15, does that kill you? No need for Gravity's pictures, more Commanda. Oh, Golden Demon, big. Nice Guo, and a lot of extra stuff here. Make a little jungle out of it. Fun. Brand new, what is this guy's name? Vizix? Nice Spoder, Big Oosh. Oh, what's this one? Can't remember the name of it. Can't remember the name of this one. We might get a closer picture later. Is that Atraxia? Okay, Abraxia. Yeah. In my head, I kept thinking Atraxia because of magic, but I knew it wasn't that. Staff photos for AOS champs and teams. These people cause the tournaments to happen. Treat them nicely. Otherwise, they'll look like this. Ramcheck, Dr. True over here. I'm bad with names. I can barely get everybody. I can't remember her name. She plays Fleshy to Court sometimes or Night Hunt. Big book photo. Oh, some more. You know, I haven't seen Ramcheck the Younger in a while. He's looking a little haggard. But, I mean, so am I, so whatever. Tori, Madigan, Hunter. Okay. Look at that linebacker on the left. Hey, Don't get caught cheating at an AOS event. This guy's going to be sprinting. Get tackled. Hey, all right, good work. You also walked away with 2 medals for poker. Oh, a gambler. Very good. He's the Pixar running guy IRL. Ogre TO, yeah. I want to see the book. Is there a book picture? Oh, maybe there's not. No book picture. But we do get big tournament shots. This man casually waiting to crush. Jesus. Friends don't let each other wander in the dark alone. Hey, whatever you need. Whatever you need to do. Nice beard. The trucker hat. That's a tall trucker hat. That's a suspiciously tall trucker hat. I bet it's one of those meme ones where it's like, fish fear me, I fear women, I love my truck and my wife, America, or whatever those are. Yeah. Yeah, these are Austin Weird Knobs guys. And I like them without knowing anything at all about them, but I use Austin Weird Knobs tournament sheets. They have like you print off like 2 of them and it tells you basically every rule so you don't forget it. They're probably the best game aid among those types, in my opinion, are the Austin Weird Knobs ones. Me and the fish have joined an uneasy alliance against women. Yeah, that stuff. Some like type of hat would it be? Like Neander's ass hat, you know? Oh, cool. Okay, interesting. What an interesting conversion. So it's a Mega Gargant with the squig head from the Loon Boss on Double Meatballs as the head. Interesting idea. Dude, I haven't seen that before. That's funny. And he put his own little, like, essentially Gloomspite Git's version of Nurgling guy on the base. Look, if you're going to play Gits, get yourself a sense of humor. Yo, look at this shit in the background. It's a vampire dragon head and wings on a Mega Gargant with, like, spirits and stuff. These dudes are weirdos. And then this one, Bastillodon head, Dino head with the Seraphon teleporter on his back. Oh, dude. Based Mega Gargant player. Very cool. Playing against Duke Shoot'em, the Skaven Shoot, which is also sweet. Damn, that shit's cool. And then there's a Lord Skaven Mega Gargant behind him that I can see with yeah, and he has the Bloodthirster axe, yeah. That's cool. Man, good work. Good work. Oh, there it is. We can see it closer. It has the whole screaming bell on its back. This is some stupid ass shit that I would do. And he's swinging the sensor on it. That's hilarious. Good work. If you play a meme army, lean into it. That's sick. I didn't see this one. Yeah, they all had a little friend on the base. A tiny Skaven, a tiny Git. This one has a skeleton and a little ghost. The shield of a skink. Oh, they're hiding right there. I think I see a skink or maybe a different one. That's cool. Hey, good work. Nice pictures. Some Marvel Protocol, I think. I don't know the game very well, but looks well painted. Oh no. I saw this one. I had just gotten over it too. How you gotta bring this one back up. Avert your eyes if you're still sensitive. I don't know what this is. Telephoto lens, two people playing a dice game. Anyway, funny. Oh, and the Fallout armor suit. Statue of Liberty with the skull. Cool. They posted a huge panorama shot of the gaming hall with flats in it. Bigfoot sighting. Oh, so right across the street from the Comet Cafe, there's this place called like the Full Belly Deli or something like that. And they're like a little grocery place. And I'm like, man, 12 years ago, they had an original Atari in the back that you could play. And Rob was going to go get groceries anyway, so he was going to walk in and see if they still had it. They still got it. Free Atari. You can play it. What games do they have on their phone? What do we got? Centipede. Kangaroo. Oh, Pac-Man. Let's go. Atlantis. Just a touch selects the game of your choice. The future is now. Oh, that was Jacoby. Okay. Anyway, plus Santa, you know. Nice paint job. 1490 Doom was the only thing you took pictures of in the Baird other than Secret Table. That's what this is, right? 1490 Doom. I don't know anything about this, but it's cool. Old-ass Dungeons & Dragons looking character sheet and art style for the booklet. Nostalgic. It's Blair Games. 1490 Doom. I don't know anything about it. Maybe I'll look into it. The Grimdark Hall had a lot of fun, cool games to try. Nice. You still have your Atari stuff from when you were a big retro game collector? You have like 300 games? No duplicates. Nice. I used to be tangentially related to that. Because I used to work for AGDQ. And this place that furnished video game halls and conventions and AGDQ itself. And so they just had this massive collection of retro games, consoles, TVs, everything like that. And they were like half collectors, half doing it to drive places and furnish video game rooms. And so I got to be in a similar space to that. Although, you know, there's like two distinct types of collectors, I think, in old video game stuff. And it's, you know, sealed in box. We care about the quality of it. This is history. We have to preserve it. And then ones that collect it, but they still want it functional and they still want to actually use it forever. Like the fact that they want to play them, you know. Nobody's wrong. Okay. Okonomiyaki over here. Playing Age of Sigmar on a Blood Bowl pitch in the Festimir Conflict narrative event. Every turn we had to roll on a kickoff table and had a weird effect take place. My opponent's Carnosaur had to, quote, take an interview for several turns in a row, which took him out of the game. Age of Sigmar Blood Bowl. I am intrigued and I approve. That's awesome. You had to take an interview. Pull him out, the Carnosaur. Damn, that's sweet. Now, you know what? You hear about narrative events a lot. And a lot of times they're whatever. This is a real narrative event. That's what I like to hear about. Only picture you remember to take from the OG Basement of Power. Okay, so this place. Beard looking long and powerful. Look at that stash. Nice stash. Losing the jihad up here, but you have it where it counts. Don't worry about it. This place was probably the best Wargamer local game store I've ever seen or been into. It was a main floor and a basement. 30-something wargaming tables in the basement. 2 up top. Framed artwork covering all of the walls of like ancient Warhammer 40k from like 1990, John Blanche stuff, like Prussian Civil War things, all sorts of games, StarCraft, Age of Sigmar, fantasy, whatever, just everywhere. Place was furnished like a smoking lounge almost. The money that went, suits of armor just everywhere, like an entire suit of armor, just chilling on each compass rose direction in every corner. Magic tables as well, right across the street from the college, so the location was really good as well. It felt like somebody won the lottery and put several $1 million into a business that will never be in the green, and just wanted it to be cool because they felt like it and they were rich. What was the name of the place? Can't remember. Yeah, Lord of the Rings art on the commode, and it's the good Lord of the Rings art, like before the movies. Because after the movies came out, they poisoned Lord of the Ring art forever, and it's just worse. No offense. Old Guard Games, that was it, yeah. My dad owns Nintendo House store. Ahem. Anyway, place was sweet. Travel estimates, at least good for Merkins. Alright, I won't click. But you can find it in the Discord. Oh, here it is, the book, yeah. She got a bunch of people to sign it. The core book. I don't know who that is or any of these people, but SJ signed it and I signed it. More Festirmere conflict narrative event. Note your opponent running COS Dwarves, writing in his book of grudges. There it is. Book of Grudges detected. Oh, Bear Riders as well. I think that Cyborg Miniatures do those, if I recall correctly. The Tri-Shields. Is that a bear holding a brick with goggles on and a hat? Unknown. Yeah, the new Stifle sticker. I play one Stifle one time, and everybody, now it's a meme. Also, dog. SJ's dog blew up like King Henry, except not really like King Henry, because the damn thing survived. But it got a lot of people to pay for his meals, because they felt bad that his dog blew up. And it did, it was expensive. Anyway, good shit, nice pictures. I made sure that there'd be a second Bigelow laundry in the background for when I was done. Anyone wants to find it, to sign it, find you at an event. Cool. Round 2. Every army from the AOS tournament. Right after a special message from our sponsors. Also a bunch of stories. I got stories. Maybe we'll do stories first, you know.
Just call 1-800-420-6900 or steer your web browser to the sgrk.com superhighway. Holy fuck these deals. If you go where this stream advises to shop, the cream rises to the top. Oh yeah.
Is that the Guilty Gear music in the background? God, I use that. Anyway, poof, we're back. Story time. So, while playing Commander, there was a lot of funny Commander stories. I'm sure everybody can talk about them in the Discord or whatever. And this is definitely negativity bias. Let's just put that out there. This has a lot to do with negativity bias, but I am not a Chaos Warp believer. That card sucks. Now, it's great if your idea of Commander is doing potentially silly, funny things. Then it's a great card. But if what you're trying to do is like find some removal in red, card sucks. Negativity bias wise. Now I know the chances and I know the statistics. Chances are you're going to flip over a land, nothing happens. Chaos Warp, by the way, 3 mana instant in red. Target permanent's owner shuffles it into their library. Then reveals the top card. If it's a permanent, fucking toss that shit on the battlefield, ombre. And it doesn't always do that. And usually it's a land or whatever. But you remember the times that it was particularly bad more than you remember the whatever times, right? And we got to see one live. I'm playing 6, mono green 6, okay? Revolver 6 a lot. MGSV the Phantom Planeswalker, okay? And I don't know what who was it that Chaos Warped it? I can't remember. But they Chaos Warped some permanent that was indeed a problem. It might have been Alebeard, yeah. And so I shuffled it into my library, gave it a good shuffle, and I abided by the etiquette of Chaos Warp, which is you shuffle the library, and then you present the deck to the Chaos Warp caster, and they cut the deck so that whatever card is flipped over is 100% on them, right? Yeah, it was the we can't play on my turn flail, which was a proper thing to get rid of, by the way. It wasn't like, didn't throw out this Chaos Warp willy-nilly. You got to get rid of Conqueror's Flail if you want to stop me from doing some bullshit on my turn. And full disclosure, I was indeed about to do some fucking bullshit on my turn. So you did have to get rid of that, right? But anyway, so he cuts the deck and flips over Akroma's Memorial, of course. Which, if you're not familiar, is a 7 mana artifact that gives all your creatures flying, haste, first strike, vigilance, protection from red, protection from black. And I proceeded to just win the game as soon as I untapped, because all my creatures were Akroma's Angel on top of everything else they were. Oh, and Trample too, I think, on top of all the other keyword soup. And so we're like, I got to get rid of that Conqueror's Flail, otherwise he's going to win the game. Flip over Akroma's Memorial. Well, he wins the game. It was great. It's one of those like great Commander moments that can happen, which is a reason to play Chaos Warp actually, even though the card sucks. And I think it's bad. And if you're in anything but mono red, you have better options. So don't play it. But at the same exact time, or at the same time as that, if what you like about Commander is the funny stuff that happens, now you should play it. So really, it's just a case of what your perspective is. Yeah, Teferi's Puzzle Box. I love Teferi's Puzzle Box. Card's great. it happened to be one of the most beneficial Teferi's puzzle boxes ever, because he cast it, and then the next player in line, all three of us, commented that we each had horrible hands and got to puzzle box into awesome hands the turn right after you cast it. But that doesn't always happen. It just happened to be the case. And so that was funny too. I like Teferi's puzzle box. I won't even remove it if I could. I like that thing staying out. Now, you know, if you got some opponents can't draw extra cards per turn, or, you know, opponents lose life when they draw cards, okay, fine, yeah, you got to get rid of it. But I think it's one of those chaos cards that's fun, actually. A lot of chaos cards are ostensibly fun, but actually they're miserable to play with, right? And Teferi's Puzzle Box is one of the lucky few that I think is actually just funny. It's a funny card. Oh, we also had a game, I believe it was me, Peepo. It was me, Peepo, somebody playing a pretty, I think a pretty weak deck, like a bracket 2 or something. And then mystery person who didn't know any of us, they just showed up and said, hey, you want a fourth, you know? And they sat down. And so we're playing like a bracket 3 commander game with one of the players who has like a really weak deck or like a precon or something. And so we're like, all right, we'll take it a little easy because we want everybody to play the game. And so Peepo is about to win the game. Well, he's not about to win, but he's about to kill the newcomer guy. He's about to swing for the win. Because that guy's deck is like pretty good, and he's in danger of taking over the game. So, okay, Peepo is like, all right, swing in the air, kill you, you know. And the guy goes, I have a proposition for you. If you don't attack and kill me this turn, I'm going to do something really funny on my turn. If that's all right. I got to play, it's going to be really funny. You know, it's a casual game, right? And so people's like, yeah, okay, yeah, sure, all right, I won't swing at you. What's the funny thing? And then the guy untaps, combo wins instantly. Thanks for playing. Shake my hand. Anyway, I gotta go. See ya. And just leaves. Instantly combo wins the game after the untap. I'm like, oh, so they do exist in the wild. Huh. How about that? It was beautiful to see. It was great to see. All those Reddit stories and all those Facebook stories, I'm like, people aren't really like that. I finally found one of them in the wild. That is so fucking based. Yeah, so that was funny. Peepo was probably more annoyed than I was, perhaps because it happened directly to him, you know? Sometimes you just have to laugh, though. Like, it was just funny. Anyway, I was reminded of that CEDH story, I Found the Line. You know that one? And in that story, I was on the side of the guy who found the line. He was like, hey, if you let this silence resolve, I'm not gonna win this turn, you know? And then the table let the silence resolve, and then he won that turn. So why am I okay with that guy doing it and not this guy? Well, because that's a fucking tournament. It is a tournament for money in a game where bluffing is legal. It's codified in the tournament rules document. You can lie. It's poker, right? And so I would say that the three people who trusted their opponent that they were playing against for money were fools to do so. Your opponent doesn't have your best interest in mind. You can lie about stuff as long as it's not public information or derived, right? But that's different. Anyway, that shit was funny. Nice Skaven army. It's more funny in hindsight. Yeah, I'm not I don't think I'm really even putting my artistic liberty spin on it. That's very what happened. I have a proposition. If you don't kill me, I'm going to do something funny on my turn. Peepo. Well, it's a casual game, sure. Guy untaps, instant combo wins. Great game, I gotta go. It just leaves. Extra custom. And he shoved a lot of Skaven artillery inside this bell, now that I'm seeing it. Never trust a blue pair and never trust silence, yeah. I like how I have the big load thing in the background, so every time I click on a new picture, you see exactly one frame of big load as the picture loads. Oh, that happened too. So he wasn't playing a Usuri deck, but he had Usuri in a deck. And I have Usuri as a commander of one of my funny, TTS commander decks. Because I just think the guy's funny. I like him. He's an Ifrit for 3 with flying. And every time he attacks, you get to choose a number between 0 and 5. And that's how many coins you flip. That's fun, right? 0 and 5. That's how many coins you flip. For every coin that lands heads, you draw a card. For every coin that lands tails, you lose 2 life. Sorry, you take 2 damage, specifically. So if you get all tails, you take 10 damage and nothing happens. And if you get 5 heads, there's an additional effect. In addition to drawing 5 cards, you can cast spells for free from your hand for the rest of the turn. So you get Omniscience effect for the rest of the turn if all 5 are heads. Usually you draw 2 cards and you take 6. Maybe you draw 3 cards, you take 4. It's somewhere in the middle there. The chances of 5 heads out of 5 is crazy low. The chances of 5 tails out of 5 is crazy low. But, sometimes it'll happen. A lot of people run Krark's Thumb or some other stuff to guarantee it or make sure. And so we got finished explaining what Usuri does after he played it. And he's like, I just have it in here to draw a few cards sometimes. It's funny. And, it'll never get 5 heads, but who knows? First time it swings, 5 heads. All right. Draw 5 cards, Omniscience. Easy game, easy life. So we got to see some unlikely events transpiring. Nice looking soldiers here. That's a teammate's OBR. You recognize that Kiwi box, Zespri, Sun Gold. Run more stifles. Big terrain. Boys. Chaos looking good. Daughters of Cain, the Snake Ladies abound. 5-head game plan. Hey, just flip heads, right? You got paired into him around 5 and he sent those 3 stalkers over to kill your Maw Pit. And the Maw Pit killed them first. The Pizza Pit. They gotta respect that thing. The Pizza Pit is powerful. It's one of the best terrain features in the game. There he is. Nice paint job. Fleshy to quartz. The Pizza Pit takes another bite out of crime. effulgent looking Trogoth army. I saw that this must be a new thing because I saw a bunch of these. I saw a bunch of these glass cases at this event. It made taking pictures of them kind of hard. But man, the new Physics Rat guy. Definitely like the look of him. A little bit of Slan-ish. You don't like them? Mag cases? I don't know how I feel about them. I wouldn't want them. They look kind of heavy. Oh, the boys. Okay, so. We got a few Beastclaw Raiders here. See if you can guess the theme. Okay? I'm going to come back to this guy. Anyway, it's Ogre Guy Fieri. He's got the shades, the spike tips, the flamey bowling pants. It's Guy Fieri. This shit was sick. Decently customized. Separate helmets, horn stuff, different hats. Looking good. And used the pizza pit. Orc heads, you know. Warmed my heart to see some monster trucks on the table. Flipping coins for game. Pizza pit detected. Follow up on Misty Mountain game. You were kind enough to tutor me through my first 2K game with Beast of Chaos, and you let me win. Now I live in walking distance from Adepticon and went 2 and 3 in the tournament. Oh, nice. I'm glad you enjoyed the game. A lot of the random pickup games I ended up doing really did end up being teaching games to a certain degree. It was like Facebook shit where people were like, hey, who wants to play a game at this store locally? And I'm like, oh, me. And I'm like, so how many games have you played? And they would all, and most of the time they would say none or 0. And so I would end up doing a teaching game, which was no big deal. You got a close up of the nachos? Yeah, I think I saw that later on. The nacho, the chip dip. Super flat color, primary, bright. Sylvaneth. Fall theme. Fall theme is best theme for the trees, in my opinion. A lot of people didn't have their stuff quite set up, so I took pictures of what they had. Apologies. A little action shot of the bird in motion. Casting some spells. You were only able to beat OBR players from Boston at the tournament, so you played 2 OBR players from Boston and went undefeated against both of them. He's the Boston Bane. All new orc stuff. The Fouet. Mad Lads. Oh, custom sandworms. Sarlacc pits. Cool. Okay, so this is a different angle. Is that a thumbs up? Is that the Terminator 2 thumbs up sinking into the lava? It might be. If so, good work. Extra color from Nurgle. So many flowers on the base too. So happy. Sandworms. Out of focus KO. Sorry. I thought it was in focus. My bad. Also, Stanley tape measure. Good work. Stanley metal tape measure is the best. Super bright purple cast with Crazy the Scarred and the brand new terrain feature that no one asked for. Oh, this shit was looking good. This was a very well painted Lumineth. Very shiny. Look at how visible that red shine is of their pauldrons and helmets and stuff. Really popped out. And the base is clean. KO make you mad because they managed to be the transport army but failed to write transports in a company that has a game system with transports. I know. They rewrite KO every edition. Don't write their rules correctly. And I'm just like, man, you have 40k transports. Surely you know how to write rules for transports. I don't know how it works in 40k. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it wouldn't mesh with AOS rules. That's possible. But I don't know. You'd think they'd be able to figure it out. "40k transports are boring and bad." Well, maybe we dodged a bullet then. I'm not sure. I don't know 40k rules very well. I went for the red face, huh? And there he is. Tackle ass. Nice hair. Nice armor. Magic the Gathering looking color scheme for the Sphinx here. Keeping models off the board is boring. Yeah, you know, you paint all your guys, you want people to see them. If your guys are never even on the battlefield, they're just, you know, off to the side in your box, pretending that they're in the ship the whole game, that's a little unsatisfying, isn't it? And I agree. But having your guys just on the ground next to a ship running after it, it breaks my immersion even more, I think. And it's inherently kind of stupid. So I don't know what the answer is, but I don't like either of those two things. And I'm not sure which one I don't like more. I think I actually prefer them to be off the table because they're in the ship rather than run around on the ground in a blob next to the ship the whole time. I think I don't like that more. But it's close. It also takes 10 times as long to move 20 guys around a ship than just move the ship, right? We're talking about how long the game takes, but... Send in the dogs. Custom blood snake mount. Standing winged 6-foot tall vampire. Chadukar the Based detected. And then 2 just wide gamers just shuffling off the base there. Yeah, they got those Fulton extraction systems, yeah. He did 0 damage to your KO opponent, would move 3 away, he'd redeploy 6, now it's 12. because of redeploy. I spent a little over an hour only moving models and rolling saves. Yeah, great game. Stuff's looking good. Cool. The big point. Manfred von Manstein. Soon these will be a thing of the past. We'll get the amazing new Velocida. Oh, this guy was also a Twitch streamer. This guy. Veracure. This guy. He's like, I'm here and I stream on Twitch and I'm going to talk about my tournament. And I'm like, oh, nice. That's cool. That's a good idea. He didn't know I was one. And I'm not trying to tell him. But I said I'd take a picture of it. So there you go. What was your overall impression of Adepticon in Milwaukee? Glad to see the event like this in your city and had great times. It was a very good thing that it moved from Schaumburg to Milwaukee. The city is big enough for it. It can handle it. Plenty of hotels available. Just has way more convention hall space. All sorts of satellite things going on at all times. It's a better walkable city. There's more food available. There's more stuff available. And it's bigger than ever. It continues to get a 20% year-over-year increase. So the sky's the limit. Yeah. Awesome show. Would recommend. If you only go to one AOS event a year, I would say it's Adepticon. In general. Did you wear your I'm Heywoah t-shirt? One of the days I did, but usually I had my hoodie on, and so it just said Doom on it. It was either like anime big titty goth GF VTuber shirt, Plibit, I'm Heywoah, Team Liquid World First World of Warcraft commemorative t-shirt, old Adepticon t-shirts. But all of it was usually under a hoodie. So yeah, I'm something of a Twitch streamer myself. Yeah. You need for the city to spend some of the money they make from events on fixing those roads. Yeah, that's the problem with being in a place where it snows all the time. The roads are always disintegrating from being pounded with salt for 5 months and then driven on. You can just you can't make roads that won't get fucked up by that, and so they're just always repairing them forever. But hey, what are you gonna do? You need an I'm Heywoah on Twitch hoodie, is what you're hearing? Yeah, maybe. I don't think the company I work through does hoodies, but maybe I'll talk to them about it. Archaon enjoyers? Looking kind of big there. Archaon and Be'lakor, tag team champions. Wait, plus Eternus? Possibly. And then the big dogs? Okay, you're here to slap, huh? Okay, cool. You're here to slap. You got the Doom hoodie all week. You figured you just wore the same clothes all week. No. Showered every day. Washed my hands every 2.5 hours the entire time. Changed clothes. But the hoodie was the one unchanging through line of the whole thing. Hoodie stays on. Oh, I did Deepkin detected. Look at this wave chad. Oil spill wave chads. Double chads. Big turda. The swirly whirly boy. Bunch of eels. And a display board. Yeah, secret table being next to the bathrooms was a godsend. I was able to wash my hands frequently enough to feel alright. The Dark Waters. French fry detected. My face when someone asks me for a fry. Fucking buy your own. Anyway, good looking army though. Nice snake ladies.
Twitch Prime.
Oh, solid singularity. Thanks for the prime. Thanks for the solid and the singularity for 9 months. It's like they asked if I wanted cheddar cheese dip. I said no. I should have said yes. Just some trogs milling about, tossing some gems, some gem tossers. Unfinished but good start, Daughters of Cain. Oh, this thing was looking good, this army. Nice flaming wings. Color scheme black, gold, white, and red. Excellent color scheme, if I do say so myself. And the double dippers down here. And some reclusians, it looks like. King shit. More Beast Claw Enjoyers, finally. This one's playing with some Nabolars. And real, actual Frost Sabers. Not Fenrisian Wolves, which is what everyone uses because they're cheaper and they look better. Legitimate, fine cast, monopose Frost Sabers. 2 for like $60 or something. 90 points. Might have bought the Icewind Assault box because they come in that thing. Anyway, good work. Nice monster trucks. Whites and blues are looking nice there. Special Nurgle version of Abraxia. Multicolored Vanguard. I like to see it actually. I actually like it when people's Varanguards are very different, even color. Because they're each supposed to be like a Chaos Lord in their own right. And so it makes sense that they would be pretty customized. So I rather like it when people do that with their Vanguard. Oh yeah, and now the other type of focus. That's a lot of Vanguard, now that I'm looking at it. Incoming ad break? Oh, well, okay then. Yeah, I like the personal heraldry for Vanguard types. Not necessarily God, more like they're a Chaos Lord, you know, I think that's cool. Abraxia and the fucking boys. What was the King Arthur show where they all went back in time and they were like football players? What was that one? It's kind of like that. Can't remember the name of it. Anyway, I see on my notifications here, there's an incoming ad break in 12 seconds. So stand up, you know, stretch your legs out a little bit, get yourself a drink. I'm going to cut the commercial and we'll do the third 10th of Armies on Parade. And I'll save it to the end probably, but the best painted as well. Are we back? Anyway, nice Skaven. Purple and green go together. One tainted Stormcast, mind-controlled, with one of the little brain guys on his back. Nice attention to detail. That's a lot of Storm Fiends. Oh, hold up. That's a lot of Storm Fiends. Based. Ahem. Oh yeah, it was King Arthur and Knights of the Round Table. Actually, that was the name. At one point during these pictures, we had a 10-foot zone that had you, Vince, Honest Wargamer Rob, and AOS Coach. If a bomb went off, AOS YouTube would be over. Yeah, actually. Yeah, that's true. It was me, Vince, Rob, Sugden, and AOS Coach. If a beeper bomb went off right there, AOS content on YouTube and Twitch would all but cease. Hey, all right, yeah. The power of the sun. It was a real meeting of the minds. Look at this immaculate mushroom. Nice shroom. But Pancreas no work. Not sure what his IRL name is. He would be like the one surviving, walking in the wasteland of like Fallout, you know? You have like Pancreas no work, 2+ tough. 2+ tough was also there. He was running like the kids' Warhammer table. He does that every year for the kids, you know? For like I think it's called like the Young Warriors or something like that. So he would die too, because he's in the same building. Yeah. A lot of people would have to share the load, you know? You saw 2+ while passing the secret table on the last day. Yeah, he always runs the Young Bloods stuff. So that's nice of him. Does it every year. The New Bloods. This shit slaps. Good work. Teams event. Maybe. As I see... No, maybe not. Maybe you just got silly with it. Stormcast with different heads detected. Nightcast. Chain links. Peter Ankrias. Oh, really? Peter Pan Ankrias? Guys in a box. Looking good, though. This was painted really well, but I couldn't get a better picture because of the glass. The reflecto. Painted pretty well, though. Austin Weird Knobs was there too, so we would lose our game aids, right? We would lose most of the TOs for all of the like the Midwest of America. Stella Boys on their last legs, perhaps, before they get replaced. Big Turda. Excuse me. Is that an orc with a top hat with a skull in it piloting the turtle? And a Flesh Eater Court crypt honker with his face split in half? Is that a chain gun on the turtle? The Idoneth players are finally doing it right. And black, yellow, and orange is a decent color scheme for it. I like black on those guys. This is a very nicely painted Slaves too. Just a classic You know, just a classic slaves army. Big trim, comic book kind of edge highlights everywhere. Good scheme. Molten bases. I don't think that's regulation. A Goff rocker. Okay, that must be 40k thing then. Slimy Nurgle Boys. The Apocalypse Now. 1812 Overture starts playing. Some more monster trucks. Always got to take pictures of them. Working on some skin, as I can see, some layers. There's a book called On the Shore, where Australia waits for the fallout of a Northern Hemisphere nuclear apocalypse to drift south. That, but AOS. That's an interesting idea. Because it would. Kind of terrifying. 2-for-1 endless spells, cogs plus swords. Look, it was a liquidation sale. You get 2 for 1. Another well-painted Nurgle featuring the big boy and the Vomitrius Orgot's Daemon Spew. No, wait, it's the one with the scythe. Which one's the one with the scythe? You just started collecting Sons of Behemoth, and you're really loving the Mega Gargants. The Mega Gargants look a little too similar to me, but that's not a bad thing. What that is a challenge that you are supposed to overcome with creativity. You're supposed to really customize them. And thinking up the ways to customize your Mega Gargants is like half of the fun with a Mega Gargant army. You see some people do some wacky shit, as we saw at the beginning of the stream. Nice OBR. Taking the faces, bases, weapons, and hands to heart really jumps out when everything else is gray. Oh, they're locked. They're locked in, but looking good. Red ogres, huh? Cool. Some saber-tooths. Actual frost sabers detected, very rare to see. And some gits, or not gits. Well, I can't remember the name of those shitty guys that aren't ogres. Anyway, they're playing them. The Terracotta Giants and Cathay are going to work in Gargant. So, just looking at it, I agree, but I don't know the size. I don't know if it's the same size or close enough to the same size. That's my only question mark with that one. But during the reveal, I'm like, hey, Mega Gargant's got a new option. Yeah, Noblars. Couldn't think of the name of them for whatever reason. More IDK. Wave Chad, nice sharks. Lotan detected with his Octo friend. Bunch of eels. He looked big enough in the army slot. Or the army shot. I hope so. I haven't seen anyone do a side-by-side yet. But I'm hoping for that. As always, the Christmas-themed Zinch. I can't remember whose army this is, but he's like really good. Always plays Zinch, always wins with him. And all the shit's Christmas themed. He's shooting presents, they got their hot chalkies and Christmas gifts and a big candy cane. They're here for fun and winning, but also fun. Yeah, gingerbread burb. Just well-painted undead. I guess I got a zoom-in picture of it. Fire Slayers versus Skaven. At the moment of battle, they were rolling damage as I passed. Caleb Walters. Yep, that's it. I could never remember his name, but I recognize the army. Usually does pretty well. Isn't there a lot of 3D printing leg options for Sons of Behemoth at this point? You know, I don't know that. I should look into it. I feel like it's such a... The fact that all of their leg options are just the same, you can't change it. You would think that there would already be like a 3D printed alternative leg option for it. If there is, and they get good rules, and ogres get shit canned, I might play them. Oh yeah, I took a picture of this too. We saw this when we looked at CJ. An actual Chad coming in here on the tail end of BOC being legal. Gonna win with it a few more times, as is their right. Did you say hi to Rob, Peachy, and Louise? Yes, I did. Although, actually, I didn't see Peachy. I mean, I saw him from afar, but he was talking to somebody. I didn't want to bother him. But I saw Rob and Louise and talked to him for a little while, which was nice. I didn't think they'd... I guess I don't know their plans, but it's just like a really long plane flight. So I didn't know if they were going to make the trip or not, but then I saw them. These sporting chaps. Cities of Sigmar. Look at these great sorters. Nice. I wish they had real great sorters. Nice customs. Yeah, one last tour. There's also a ton of 3D printed giants of it. Well, yeah, there's tons of just non-GW giants. And a lot of them look a lot better, depending on your personal tastes. So there's infinite options. To me, if I'm going to play the GW game with quote-unquote the best models, I feel like it would be a waste to choose an army that I need to use third-party stuff for. You know? So that's what stops me from that. If I print off some legs so they're in a different direction, that's one thing, but just using full third-party 4 different giant models, I feel like, what am I playing Age of Sigmar for? The whole point is that we have the best models, and now I'm like not using them. But I've seen some great ones, so I'm not saying not to do it, I'm just talking to myself. Alternate leg sprue for SB Baltome would be funny. It'd be funny, but also they already have an upgrade sprue for King Broad, so we sort of have a precedent-ish. And I think it's really needed. It's much needed. If you played more than 2 of them, the fact that all their legs are in the same direction makes them look copy-pasted in a bad way. I can't believe they didn't think about that when they were designing them. Another effulgent Tzeentch army. Every color of the rainbow. Nice work. Emaciated Baird. Yeah, the box just keeps getting thicker that you could buy the thing in. You've been trying to build Idoneth and the flight stands refuse to glue. Any tips? I don't use... I have some. I decided not to use flight stands. I have tall, like, undersea ruins and, like, part of a wall or part of a ship on the base that's terrain, and I just pin it onto those and glue it. So essentially my bases are really elaborate and feature underwater ruins, and I I just pin the stuff to them. Because I don't like flight stands either. I find them finicky to use, and having big plastic flight stands to me makes them look like toys. Because it's like just a plastic, toy thing. And yes, what we're doing here is literally toys, but one of the whole reasons why we paint them is so that they don't look like toys. And I think flight stands just take me out of it. For the most part. But it's a bunch of extra work, so, what are you going to do? Anyway, my advice is to make the terrain on the bases tall and cool, and then pin it to keep it on. Even though that's extra work and money. Ahem. Finally saw some Seraphon, a rare army to see what we got there. Oh, proper KO. Look at that. Look at that rust. Nice rust. Nice rune lettering as well. Look at all those bombs. This shit's sick. I like KO. Got some balloon boys down there. Got some big shooters. Looking good. As you can see, they went with just a fucking iron rod to make sure the thing stays. Didn't trust the flight stands either. Look at that boat. It even has runes. I thought the bases on these were cool. It's like they're crossing a frozen lake, Looking kind of good there. Yep, good Skaven, trapped in a box where it's hard to take a picture of them. Oh, absolutely based. Slaves to Darkness Army. Chosen, and then big slamma jammas. Filling up the entire army. Just the big slams. And a bridge. Yeah, everybody's using Be'lakor, everyone's using Vanguard. I want to use 24 big dudes that die whenever they're attacked, but also kill stuff. Fuck you. Do what you want. Another nice Seraphon. Good paint job. Hold up. Yo. Nice Seraphon paint job over here. Oh, you love to see it. Little Jade up there. The Moon Hammer. Funny skinks. Or, chameleon skinks. Even kind of put the shadow of his hammers above it. Nice paint job, Seraphon, man. You watched that cast list lose in 12 minutes due to long strikes? Well, here's the thing. It wasn't really due to long strikes. There's a reason everyone doesn't do what that person did. But based anyway. Nice pyramid too. Clean. Slightly unfinished perhaps for this one. But super good work on the army so far. Clean. Yeah, this was a super clean Lumineth. White's always a concern, but they nailed it here. Looking great. Look at the chatoyance on that amethyst. Yeah, Lumineth, all you need to do is be really clean and tidy, and they will look great. Nice work. Dark Daughters. Oh, and a bunch of witch elves, too. You don't see that a lot. Usually it's snake ladies. This one's on the witch elf plan. Damn, it's like I'm back in 2nd edition again. Multicolored trogs and a chilly high life. Super bright colors. I brought 18 trogs to an AOS event. That's what I call living the high life. And the other half of that person's army. Got the double meatball over here. Karagamaros. Nagash and the Black Coach. Some swirly whirlies coming up from the lichen and moss of the forest. Did Heywoah already go over his time at Adepticon? Yeah, I did that at the beginning. Sorry, Catman. We're closing things out with a picture of everybody's army, which I always do. And I even show the ones that are, you know, how I always do it. I gotta show the ones that are great, and I have to show the ones that are normal, and I have to show the ones that are painted legitimately bad, and I have to show the ones that are unfinished. They aren't even done painting them yet, but they showed up to the tournament anyway. Because that's reality, and that's how it is. A lot of people's only interaction with how good everyone else is the false assumption that everyone is amazing. Because they watch too much YouTube content painters and too much Instagram and everything, and they think everybody is amazing at painting, and they're not. But the average army has mistakes everywhere, and poor color choices, and they decided not to even do highlights because it was too much work. That's normal. That's how most armies are. Don't worry about it. You see an army from about this far away when you're standing at a table. If it's a tall table, right? They're all painted in a cohesive way. Looks fine. Don't worry about it. Nobody looks at models from this far away unless they're like paint judging or something. Plus, the whole point is improvement, right? Azri, saw you at Adepticon but didn't get a chance to say hi. Oh, okay. Sorry to hear that. I was mostly playing Magic for a lot of it, but don't hesitate to approach. And if you're in the Discord, we set up like big dinners and breakfasts and hey, we're all in this room and stuff, so no big deal. I'll be there next year. I'm there every year. Heywoah refuses to sugarcoat the reality of tournaments, and you're all here for it. Yeah, and, you know, I suppose there's like a stigma either way on it, right? Because it's kind of rude to talk about the reality of mistakes and how something might not look good, right? We're sort of a little afraid to do that because we want to be so supportive, so as not to turn someone off from the hobby forever or have them get extra down on themselves about how good or bad they are at painting. They don't need help to feel bad at painting. If you're not good at painting, you fucking know. You're the first one to figure it out, right? So, you know, there is a little bit of that coming from the other side of it as well. You want to be a little hesitant with critiques unless they ask for it, right? But, you know, if you're talking about it in the, on the average, I guess, then you can be a little more realistic with it because you're not pointing at any specific person. You were the guy with the bright red cities army. Oh, sweet. Did I show that yet? I might have shown it, but I don't think so. I took a picture of this one before, if I recall, but then they laid it all out. And it looks pretty good. Nice fouet. A lot of boys. Martin Orlando said your dwarf guy had nice stripes on him, good stippling. And that'll last you 90 days, sure. Even very good painters aren't entirely happy with their work, nor should they be. Because very good painters are very self-critical. And that's not even a bad thing. I think that's a boon. Like, that helps them improve. You have to be honest with yourself, you know. That's the problem with being an artist. You have to just be done and call a work finished, or you'd never finish anything. Yeah, that's true. And when you're done with something, all you can see is the faults. Because the problem is, you started with a picture in your head, and reality is always worse than an idea in your head that doesn't even have to make sense or be real, you know. War Hipster does amazing contrast tutorials, and you point every newbie his way. Yeah. A lot of those cheating stuff, like contrast and dry brushing or zenithal highlighting, a lot of the stuff people would say is like cheating or tricks or something like that, lazy ways of doing things. Golden Demon winners still use all of those, right? They just use them perfectly in the exact situation they're needed. So it's not even like sometimes if you're really new to something, you do something kind of wrong to cut a corner, you know, and then later you have to relearn it, and it becomes like in the past it was a bad way to start. That's not necessarily the case in painting. It's all just arrows in your quiver. Anyway, so it's a good thing. Lumineth Realm Lords. Another just clean, good-looking Lumineth army. Whites, golds, and blues, just like the box. Oh, you played against his army and on stream? You know what I'm going to ask. And I'm kind of hesitant to, because in your sentence about played against it and on stream, I feel you would have said you won if you did. But I hope it was a good game anyway. Or you're burying the lead. That guy was also part of the group that made the giant amazing board that won all the awards. Cool. Yeah, we'll get to that one at the end. Techless model is such a letdown for his army. It does not really feel like a good centerpiece. Yeah, it's bad. The Techless centerpiece, sculpt-wise, is a complete and total miss. But that's just my opinion, man. You did win. It was a blowout. Callus and Tall got to charge Techless. Eat shit. The Flats win on camera. Anyway, good game. And here's the Easter Orcs, which I've seen before. Chocolate bunnies. They're holding marshmallow peeps, and they even have a little bit of the marshmallow stuff that's sticking it to their hand there. Painted eggs. They got some carrots. Pretty well painted too, I do say so myself. Fun size M&Ms. He's got a bunny. Oh, this is the that rock candy on a stick, that stuff. Oh, he cracked the Cadbury egg. That's the drummer guy. Good work. He's using that little like doohickey, the egg dipper doohickey thing, and then that's what's on the anvil guy's head. This is fun. This is a fun army. One final peep. Pipkin Pippa's Warhammer army. You heard it here first. This army has nothing to do with Shinto Abe. Yeah, true. It would have been cooler if Techless was the Sphinx. Yeah, I kind of wanted stuff like that. The terrain / basket. Swampy Business. Swampy Business by Andrew Tolstead, aka Andrew Yells, in the Discord. And he always does really really different color palettes, muted and earthy, with tons of blending everywhere. And pictures never do him justice. Awesome looking army if you ever see stuff like this in person. He's gotten so much better at painting after he realized he was partially blind and needed glasses. Like, everyone thought he was a good painter, and then he got glasses and he's like, I can see so much better. I didn't even know I needed them. And he got a lot better. It looks like a dark crystal color scheme, Jim Henson kind of thing. Nice slime. This crazy, goofy thing here. Yeah, the man with no phone.
Twitch Prime.
Kale Shield, thanks for the Prime. Thanks for the Kale and the Shield for 22. Look, he took off the training weights. Yeah, he did. Anyway, the shit slaps. Good painter. Super clean Stormcast. Looking a little Tomb King. Tombcast, if you will. Chariots and oh, sick. Okay, that's cool. Nice. Look at that popped collar. The priest rights up there. That's cool. Really hoping you get one of your army projects off to Adepticon one day. Yeah. No rush. You have a year to work on it. You like that the previous board highlights the army rather than dominates the army. Yeah, I mean, I don't really care about your display board. I care about your painting quality for the most part. It's just like another thing to make it harder to travel to events, you know. It's a fucking bitch getting on a plane with any of this stuff, much less also a board, right? Once again, you get Mike Butcher's Super Custom Nurgle. Always painted very well. Always a bunch of customizations everywhere. The terrifying Wormopede. Your board was designed with one goal: have a board that complemented the army and fit in the suitcase. It's pretty limiting, and you think you were better for it, yeah. Well, I guess that's 2 goals. Yeah, I suppose it is 2 goals. This, by the way, if you couldn't tell, is where we have begun to look at the best painted. With, I want to say it started with... Yeah, the best painted started with these orcs, Lumineth, Eggs, Swampy Business, Tombcast, Mike Butcher, Lords of the Fly. Man, trying as hard as you can to make this thing look cool. Look at all the lightning crackling between them. Working on a little bit of lighting here. Yellows and blues. Truly Stormcast. Half and half. Lightning Gamer. And then this is just some person's army. but it looks great. Big gargonts. Holding some kind of goop here. Gave it a pound or two. Frost Giants. OSL cast. Oh shit, it's corn time. Any Blood God enjoyers in the chat? Oh, they're spinning. The fucking axe. Always funny to me. Very well painted as well. The Demon of the River. Kind of nice with it. Nature Nurgle. We have Alariel on top of, I don't know what you'd call it, but Alariel on top of big. Oh, Horticulus Slimux, except the hunter guy. Little custom tree thing. Cool. Double decker as well. Nice work. You remember the corn dude from Dragonfall? Yeah. Martin Orlando. Formerly good painter, Stormcast Man. Currently good painter. Well, then good painter, Lumineth Man. Now good painter, Chaos Man. With complete, like, everything is made out of like 7 different models version of Chaos. I had a closer picture before or after this. You love how he does all the extra embellishments with his army? Yeah, I have a better picture after this, but yes. Man spends some time on it. All right, and this was... Okay, so this is the custom Gargant. Death, Order, Chaos, and Destruction with the fucking boingy head on it. That's so sick. And the little funny friends on the front of the bases. This shit actually looks sick. That's a nice, what is that? A Bastillodon head. And then the portal on the back. This shit is sick. Look at how much fun you get to have when your whole army is 4 models. You can make them really interesting. Brr. And then just clean Stormcast, man. The dwarf in the background. You don't see a Star Drake too often, but there she is. Double Dragon. Nice bright Nurgle. With all the fun... Yeah, this is the one that I only saw the Guo of before. So many flowers. A little false iridescence on the wings, like kind of implying iridescence, I guess. Funny wormy friends down there. Cool. Ah, yes. So, this is KO. KO baby carrier ships. Ready to duel. That's kind of sick. I believe it was a Teams event. with Gits, maybe. Grey Knights are in shambles. And, I mean, good paint job, too. Like, nice rust, nice drips. Fun conversion idea. Team doubles, best event in Sigmar. Yeah, teams is really a good way to start, for sure. Oh, look at the fucking boys. So many colors, so many customizations. Look at this Chad here from Curse City. The stone shoulder pad armor, Stonehorn. And you got like the mud, like it's galloping in mud, and like chocolate, it's kind of like spilling out. This dude's running away, like Akhans is running away from the endless spell. There's an entire camel strapped to the side of his back. Deckard on Sherman. Ahab on, I can't read all of them. Chlorhex the Pestilent, double cannon chains. That's sick. Goiter and Pegsy on Ramshackle, the boys back to back. There's like gravestones attached to it. That's cool. Good idea. And this guy's rearing up. Goregut the Peckish. Stomping. Oh, cool. So it's a Nurgle ogre with a git coming out of his stomach. Look at how fun these conversions are. Great work. Chat's covering the guy on the right a bit. I'll zoom out. It's the ogre from Curse City, just chilling on top of it. Yeah, this is fun. You love to see it. Oh, I got closer in on it. Nice work. Oh, cool. I didn't even see that. Yeah. The old guy hanging from a giant. It's just like clipped to his shoulder, being pulled along. Cities of Sigmar. Oh, and a fall theme. Nice. You love to see it. I remember this thing too. Looking cool. Hammer Chads stay winning. This dude looks sick. This guy here. Nice axe. Nice heraldry. It's the Stormcast Endless Spell, the fucking hammer whirlwind, the whirlwind of hammers. Very good COS. Nice and clean. Oh yeah, this was something nice. I wonder if I got good enough pictures of them. The star capes. Ionis. Just super good. Look at that. The stars and galaxies underneath the wings, and then also a little hidden purple sun. And the purple sun has stars in its eyes. Cosmocast. Eternals. Yeah, I think I got a closer of the little Easter egg there. Of the purple sun in the wing. Yeah, and the board's good too. These guys look cool. Like, look at how purple this is. This is like shockingly blacklight kind of purple. You very rarely see something that deep or bright. But then on them, I actually really like these helmets, and it's a good oxidation, you know? It's a nice effect. Their shoulder shields and everything. It looks very nice and old and worn and stained. Good skin. Looks very chalky, you know? Probably on purpose. 40k Imperial Knight helmets. It's funny that Mega Gargants and AOS are so fucking big that they can just wear Imperial Knight helmets. And it reads as the correct size. Or possibly even a little small. Because it's just like a faceplate. And then we just have really crisp Vampcast Pale Turnals. This, by the way, is a ghost of Christmas future if things go wrong for Age of Sigmar. When we get the Blood Angels of Stormcast. When Stormcast gets split up into 9 different fucking armies that are only different based on color schemes, but they get 9 books now. Or whatever. It's cool when it's your dudes. I just hope that never happens to AOS. Look at how fun these pastels are. Just pastel kind of watercolor looking FEC. They look drowned, right? Like drowning in moonlight almost. A cool effect. I don't think I've seen quite this way of doing them before. Anyway, good work, Lauren. Sea and shore. By the way, clean. Very clean. Hiding that deepkin over here. Looking nice. Nice eels, big turtle in proper turtle colors, which is actually rare. You almost never see, like, actual turtle colors. Although actual turtle colors is a bit of a misnomer. They're more brown. And undersea ones are more of a, almost of a whitish. Anyway, shit's sick. We get more custom manuals from Martin Orlando where everything is different. Look at the funny, is this a Space Wolf head, maybe? All sorts of bits everywhere. We got Milady, Royal Thynus. And look at all this that he also did. So many little additions everywhere. The crazy dudes. Anyway, good shit. Almost trying on purpose not to have a unifying, like an overwhelming unifying color. It's just everything is all the colors, but muted. And I think that's it. After that, it's just some golden demon. And here we have the one ogre that was submitted to Golden Demon. So I took a picture of it. Good work. Fireslayer Chads. Nice. Nice, okay. Kislev 10, interesting. You didn't set out for the showcase apparently, so you probably missed me. Ah, I see. Vampire Squad goals. And the spooky skull, the spooky skeleton skull, nice. Some moonlight. Is that plinth the legal base size? No, 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 no. They're for competition. Look at the funny boys. There's Scaremongler and Boggle-Eye and Shroomy-Omancer and Spoika. I can barely remember their names anymore, and now they're just called the Gavapalooza. They took their names from them. Look at this fucking Stormcast. Like, I'm looking at it, and I'm almost more impressed by the stone, which isn't fair, than one crazy guy. This shit's cool, too, the swirly whirly. Nice slime. And webs. Not this guy painting each individual hair on the entire thing. I will now proceed to paint every hair. Thank you very much. Impressive. Very nice. First time chatter, Chonger. What up, Heywoah? Saw you around AOS Champs at Adepticon. Wish I could have chatted, but was busy playing. No big deal. Don't be afraid to walk up, but I hope you had fun with your games. Don't forget that that shine right there next to the divot, that's painted on. Don't forget. Pretty good work. Oh, I got a cleaner picture of it, I guess. We have wood. Oh, this did not place. Nice try, kid. I guess come back later. Oh yeah, Abraxia on really interesting colors for everything. And balanced in a, I suppose a floating chaos thing. Ninjon's rat beat it. Oh, yeah? Look at all of the funny little guys down here. Like an entire cave system. Andy's Cav Marshall diorama was robbed. It deserved the sword. There's a lot of stuff that didn't place that was awesome work. You love the hallway. Yeah, I took a picture of the hallway duel. That was kind of the, like... The hallway duel sounded like the people's choice because it's the one that I kept hearing about so much. Oh. Oh, this one? No, it couldn't have been. It must have been a different one. This one's like good and everything, but that other one was something else. Oh, it beat Harry Rat? Oh. Well, I must not know what I'm talking about as far as painting is concerned then. Yeah. Don't listen to me. I guess I don't know what I'm talking about. Or there must be something wrong with that other one that I just can't see because I'm not a good enough painter to recognize. Based. Nice mustache game. Good work. My wife. Sword winner. Say that. I'll say, but this one, very classical GW, like Golden Demon looking one. The way it all looks. This is not the sword winner. Yeah, this one looks like how they. This one looks like how they used to paint them, and so it's going for a nostalgia factor, I think. Some Abraxia, some Gordrak, the Fist of Gork. The Hammer. I'm going to scan some white dwarfs and you can see what used to win. I don't mean that long ago. Look, each era has a style, you know? And the Slimo stuff, yeah. Ooh, unfortunate. Oh yeah, this one, the guy breaking out of the thing. This was a funny idea, clever idea. Hung up in the store, you know. It's fun. Gore. I want a little resin pour, a little arrow that missed. Gorgia. Cool, trippy Stormcast. Just sort of bathed in color. Heywoah single model was stacked, yeah. Super cool. All of this metal here. Yeesh. And then the one that everyone was talking about. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good. Nice shadow. Got the wall pattern as well. Trying to figure out what color you have to paint it to so it reads as correct. And reads as the same color from each of these. That shadow on the ground. The wood. Did this one place? I don't know. We all, I think they said they were going to figure out who won stuff at 4. I left before 4 o'clock. Hallway Duels YGD needs a separate award category for stuff that may not be perfect, but is so cool and perfectly captures it. Yeah. And that is kind of a little bit of the problem with how they grade. in a certain respect. A few people have talked about it before, and that's just what they do, and that's fine because it's their thing, right? But the more cool stuff you try to do, the more mistakes you open yourself up to being able to make. And in Golden Demon, they're, for the most part, looking for 0 mistakes ever. And if you tried to do something cool and you mostly succeeded, but it caused you to make one tiny mistake somewhere, but overall it's way better, doesn't matter, no mistakes. They want perfect. Even if it's not necessarily the most exciting or the coolest, or even, in my opinion, a lot of years, not even the best looking. They're just looking for no mistakes at all. But yeah, great concept. Looks great. It was the talk of the town. And that's it. That's all the pictures. I don't know who won. I'll look at it next stream once they have it up on their website, and we'll judge them. Did Sergio have an entrant this year or no? Generally, his stuff is my favorite. The hallway is made to look good with convention shit lighting. Yeah, we'll add our own lighting. Anyway, I'll judge those. Any other cool stories? Oh, let's see. Let me think. Yeah, probably. But in the heat of the moment now, I can't remember any of them. You will get random Adepticon stories from me for the rest of this week as I remember them, probably. So there's that. This Adepticon was a different one for me. Generally what happens is I go to Adepticon, I enter the championships 2-day 2K AOS tournament, and then I just fuck around, you know. And this year was the first year, including the first year I ever went to it, this year was the first year that I did not enter any tournaments or events. I just showed up. I didn't want to lug an army with me. I don't really like 4th edition. It sounded like a hassle. I'm not too excited about it. I'm just like, this year, I'm not going to enter any events. I'm not going to play. Next year, I'll probably play. Last year, I played. This year, no, not this time. Just didn't feel like it. But I had a lot of fun anyway. Played Commander for 45 hours or something with the flats. Went out to eat every night at some new big dinner place, breakfast here and there. Walked around, looked at stuff, talked to people, said hi. Did all sorts of stuff. Enjoyed myself anyway. Someone should out their own judging at GD simply by looking at things in the cabinet and hand out awards and do it right before GD awards. Yeah, that'd be funny. You may FedEx your army to you next year and then ship it back. We'll see. 10 games over 4 days is way too much for you. You won't do that again. The first year I went to Adepticon, I played in the 2K 2-day tournament. And then the second year I went to Adepticon, I did the teams tournament and the championships. And so all 4 days, for the entire day, I was in a tournament. I didn't even get to look at the vendor hall. I was just, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I was playing in a tournament all day. And I'm like, that's too much. I want to do stuff. And so the third year, I was only in the 2K event. And I'm like, okay, if it's going to be a 4-day thing, 2 of the days I'm in a tournament and 2 of the days I can do whatever, basically the perfect balance. And then I have done that every year except 2 around COVID. until this year where I just didn't feel like entering a tournament. Next year I probably will, but this year it sounded like a hassle, and I just didn't feel like it, so here we are. Yeah, the vendor hall is the same room as the events, and it's huge. So you can take a short break and go shopping. The food's right there. Yeah, everything's nice. Plenty of room everywhere. Anyway, Adepticon was great. Met a whole bunch of people from Discord. Hung out all the time. Played 7,000 hours of Commander. Never really got sick of it. Had a secret room. Played Commander with Vince a little bit. Played Commander with the Flats a little bit. All in all, a good Adepticon. Can't wait for next year. A lot of walking too, which is good for you. Anyway, thanks for listening to my TED Talk. It was a great Adepticon. It is a very good thing that it's in Milwaukee now. And I can't wait for next year. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm probably going to remember more stories later on this week. But, you know, I'll see you then. And maybe next year. TYVM, thanks for the subs and the bits and the primes.